Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to this edition. I'm going to call it this edition of Everyday Wisdom. So, I posted an interactive share on social media right now at this point, Facebook, and was encouraged participants to have a look at the cards and decide or allow their heart to guide them to this grouping, the set of cards that had a message from their ancestors and loved ones in spirit. And shortly after the post, it's 1:31 now on the 17th of November 2020. And I'm sitting in the backyard while the sun is up. And I'm going to bring some messages, love and support through, and really messages that support you experiencing the delight of being you. So let's just come together, taking some deep breaths, cleansing our heart so that we may feel the love and support of the universe, cleansing our minds and our third eyes so that we may clearly see and feel and hear the love and support of the universe. And I ask at this time that I'm a clear and pure channel of messages from Mother, Father, God, Source, Divine, which supports the Creator, Creatress within you, rising now and shining. So I'm excited. Pulled these cards at the time of the Scorpio new moon. And so you would have seen they were like that. They were stacked. So we're just going to get right into it. Thank you all so much for being here. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do. And if you haven't checked me out and the services that I offer to support you and to support the collective as we, in the most graceful way possible, shift through this dimension, if you will. And I am, just off the top, I am still taking bookings for 2021 annual forecasts. There will be a link in the comments below for those. Those are underway. And of course, stay tuned as there are a couple of offerings coming up with respect to eclipse and then solstice season. So I'm looking forward to connecting with all of you in expanded ways as we continue to shift and shake and transcend and do the work that we came here to do in this lifetime. So we are going to start with the animal guide for those of you who chose or were guided to the left pile. And this is your animal guide, Starfish. And exactly that, I feel like the message for you is Twinkle Twinkle and This Little Light of Mine are the two songs that pop in right away. They're so delightful and playful, favorites of mine. And I feel like your loved ones and ancestors and spirit are just saying, come on, little light, shine. This is what you came for. This is truly your time. And there's a sense that perhaps you've been like, you know, this is just, this isn't going right. Oh my gosh, where is this going? And this message that's coming through is that change is inevitable. Change is inevitable, yet with your ability to stay within your center, to stay within the purity of your heart, and to do those things that light you up, to do those things that, yes, light you up, lift you up, support you in feeling more vibrant, more awake, more alive. And what the key I'm hearing is simplicity. Simplicity supports your ability to thrive. So, you know, stepping back, if you will, um, stepping back in and just focusing on the peace of your heart, to focus on, you know, what you are being guided and what you have the ability to change each and every day. And now the medicine, oh, see? So then you get this judgment card, and it's number 20, which is that 2 vibration. And the energy around is really this high priestess energy, this medicine woman returning home to you and moving beyond, the hesitation with the shining and just putting it all out there is the judgment. And truly within the collective there is a lot of this. I mean, you don't have to look far to see it. And I have found that it's really most beneficial to my state of consciousness to really disconnect and avoid, to disconnect from any type of media at this time. I've never been a mainstream girl. Anything though, it's mind-boggling. There's so much deception out there, and the only way we're going to determine for ourselves, to feel for ourselves, is through this energetic of discernment. Like, why is this coming up? Why am I feeling like this? And am I still at this point in time holding myself back? Because what I really feel for you is that, going within, if you're in North America, we're coming into the winter season. So really taking this time to go deeper within, refining your self-care practices, refining your craft, calling on your ancestors, calling on your loved ones, working with the herbs, like working with traditional medicine, earth-based medicine, to support yourself in this to this like star position, which is the purity of your heart, free-flowing creations, joy, delight, having fun with what you do. And your higher self, the affirmation that your higher self and the message your higher self wants to bring through to you at this time is, oh, the wheel of life, how perfect. And it's a number 42, so this is a 6. This is about your ability to shine in this lifetime and what is required. It's getting so windy here right now. I hope you can hear me and I'm not like yelling. This is about balance, and the balance takes place within you. I was standing outside earlier today in my bare feet on the grass, and what I heard as I was watching my shadow on the ground is, as long as the shadow, as deep are the roots. And so this is about nurturing our roots. And this is about, and where the shadow is present, it exists because of the light that is present in that space. And we're really being called to shift into our truth, that truth that we know, that we don't know how we know, or we just know it's true, right? And a part of that truth is we are eternally connected to Source. We are temporary humans, which are the homes of eternal souls in this lifetime. We are cosmic energy, and we are here to nurture our roots, and we do that through prayer and meditation, and the devotion, the path of devotion, where we're honoring ourselves, our spiritual essence, right? As opposed to our human, the human delights, if you will. It's like the human ego's need for time, attention, things. This is about the spirit, honoring who you truly are, and moving out of the wheel of karma and into the wheel of life, which is delighting in our own light, delighting in the purity of our heart, delighting in our joyful co-creations. This is truly what this fresh start is all about. And your affirmation is, I am guided by the cycles of life and live in complete harmony with them. I am guided by the cycles of life and live in complete harmony with them. One more time. I am guided by the cycles of life and live in complete harmony with them. So here's your little dose of everyday wisdom, some practical guidance and advice or suggestions to support you in integrating. And yes, integrating what is here for you now. Oh, and you got green, number 32, nature. And this is a 5. And if we go back to the starfish, it had the 5 points on it. That everything's changing. That, as we honor the rhythms and cycles of life, everything is changing daily, hourly, quarterly, all of this, everything is changing. And this speaks about Archangel Raphael being near. And so calling on, as it was already brought to your attention to call on your ancestors for support, your ancestors, your loved ones in spirit, as well as your angels and galactic, the earth elementals, calling on all the support that's there for you, taking care of yourself, trusting and following that inner guidance to take care of yourself, whatever is there. I put some gloves on, presenting for you. And Archangel Raphael wants to support you through the changes that you are now going through, moving through. So I brought out my little crystal bowl. So I'm just going to reach over here and see what crystal, right there it is. Ah, this is beautiful. Petrified wood. So this is some petrified wood. And this, again, it connects you to your most ancient roots. Connects you, the trees, the wisdom of the trees really connects you to the wisdom of the trees, the earth medicine, the earth wisdom. And there's a great call on the planet at this time to return to that innate wisdom, which has been pushed aside. It hasn't been forgotten. It's been pushed aside as if it's not important. And yet it is. I'm hearing it's like the critical link. It is incredibly important. And for those of us who feel that it's important, it's working with that medicine to support the return, if you will, in full force, our own medicine. So for those of you that were guided to the left, I trust that those messages resonate with and support you. Thank you so much for your love and support. I really, really appreciate you. So now we're going to the center column, and we are going to start with your animal guide. And your animal guide here is bat. And bat is like weaving past and present. It's 1:44 as I'm recording this. And it's like, again, bat is one of these creatures that works in the dark, right? A great light worker is adept at working within the realms of the shadow. And this is what I'm feeling is for a lot of you, there may be some of this shadow stuff coming up, and you may be afraid of your shadow right now at this time. And again, right back, taking me back to Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, get yourself grounded. Connect. There's nothing about you that's frightening. What is scaring you or what's got you afraid or frightened is your perception, and this goes back to like the first message, your judgments about what you're experiencing, what you're going through, how you're reacting to it. And I'm hearing with that as your guide, you are going to make some breakthroughs, and it feels like higher communication coming through, like that, almost like you're hone in on your ability to communicate telepathically. Telepathy is what I keep hearing, telepathy. So I'm hearing working with the sounds of like the whale song and dolphins as well. Maybe even seeing if you can find some, just a short little bit of listening to bats. So yeah, let's see. Your medicine, the 9 of bowls. And this feels like, what I'm feeling with this is like I do feel harmony, in divine union, and it could actually be in partnership with another soul or just simply union within. It feels like you have completed a cycle where you moved through a lot of tension and you grew. You grew in love. You grew in your divine essence, and that you're moving into a new cycle. And so if you're not in relationship and that is something that you have been hopeful for, I do feel like this is here on the horizon for you. And just to continue to honor you without putting much outward attention or focus, just staying in the purity of your heart and knowing that this is the energy, this is the frequency that calls in that loving connection, that loving relationship with you. And again, just continue to honor all the emotions that may be coming through, and know that I'm seeing, after the rain, then we get rainbows when the sun is out. I'm seeing that after your tears. So it feels like, you may have moved through an intensely emotional time. I mean, let's face it, it's been an intensely emotional year for many of us. And I feel like 2020 wraps up an 8-year cycle that began back in 2012 when the world was waking up and there was this great big wave of divine feminine consciousness rising on the planet. And here we're at a shifting point, I feel. And now we're, there were tears, there were, streams and streams of tears. And now we're beginning to see the rainbows that are appearing. And that have always actually been here for us. Now we have the ability to see. And we desire from deep within. You desire from deep within this place of this feeling of harmony, right? Peace. It's a beautifully empowered place to sit within. So let's see what your higher self. Crown chakra. And so this is the number 26, which is 8. This is, you are here in service to your eternal soul. Your crown chakra is open. Now I'm being guided to remind you, as much as you're open above, you must anchor below. So making sure you are grounding yourself, doing some grounding visualizations and techniques. And if you can get barefoot on Mother Earth, that is incredibly supportive. You are receiving, and yet what I'm hearing, if you're feeling confused and you're not quite clear on the message you're receiving, this is an indication that you would greatly benefit from getting grounded, from getting outside, from taking a break from the screen or whatever, meditating, just laying down, resting, and closing your eyes. Okay, and the message here is, I know I am a part of Source and my life is guided by divine wisdom. I know I am a part of Source and my life is guided by divine wisdom. I know I am a part of Source and my life is guided by divine wisdom at all times. So let's see what your dose of everyday wisdom is. Some practical guidance and advice to support you in the integration period that you are in at this time. Oh, my little dog Luna. I'm guided first and foremost to the number here, which comes to 13, which is the divine feminine. And it was interesting because I spoke to you about the divine feminine, and I'm feeling this is an 8-year cycle from 2012 to 2020. And, what I'm hearing is your loyalty and devotion to your path has really swung the doors of the universe, if you will, the doors, the cosmic gateways open from within you. And, you may have a little dog like I have, who's an incredibly gifted healing dog. She loves, to do her part to support healing and to be around high vibes. And she's an incredibly loving little dog. So working with your pets and knowing that you have the ability to communicate with your pets. I'm feeling that too. Just really understanding that your connection to Source, Mother, Father, God, Creator, the universe, it's all within you. And this is what I feel like the doorways, the gateway from within um, has opened. Step through. And the crystal guidance that you received here is carnelian. So this speaks about creativity. This speaks about, that womb space, your emotional body. So if you're still feeling quite emotional and up, down, all around, then get grounded, because that crown chakra is open. And so many people are like, oh, I'm getting uploaded, downloaded, upgraded. And it's like, great. Yet if we don't integrate, we don't, it's really hard for us to manifest and create in that balanced, harmonized, peaceful way. So just move through everything step by practical step. Okay? Settle down, ground down, and when the time is right, you will know that it is time to create. And what you create is in service to the highest light that the human consciousness has the ability to hold. Beautiful. All right, so if you were guided to the right pile, it feels like it's going to storm out here. I don't know if it's been where you are in the world. Here, it's been so windy for 2 days. Like I've had to put all the furniture down outside. It's just been wicked winds. And every time the wind gets like that, it's, the winds of change are blowing. And, when our roots are deep, and when our roots are healthy, we are not going to be uprooted by the winds of change. We are going to be flexible, and we are going to, bend and move and, allow the wind to move through us instead of uprooting us. And I feel like a purple glow all around my head here. Saint Germain is what I just heard. Saint Germain, that's beautiful. So, for those of you guided to the right pile, your animal guide, this little cutie's been coming up so much and actually paid me a visit after the Gaia grounding meditation on Friday the 13th. The fox showed up, and every time I connect with fox, divine feminine, I love that this one is like surrounded in gold, because I feel for you what the message coming through is that this is a time you are being asked to step into your power. You are being asked not to cower is the word that I heard, not to cower, not to hide behind anything anymore. Allow yourself to shine. Fox always speaks about the shapeshifter and the ability to move under the cover of darkness, right? And being really stealthy. So I feel like there's some opportunities that are wanting to present and that are right here for you. And it's almost like you're it almost feels like, because I mentioned stealthy in the darkness, it's almost like you're afraid of your own dark. You're afraid of your own shadow. And this was said to the people that were guided to the left card as well. It's almost like you're afraid of your own shadow, darting in and out and not really wanting to be seen. I feel like there's a call for you to allow yourself to be seen at this time. And your medicine is the Ace of Bowls. This is about a new beginning. And this new beginning comes from, I'm feeling for you, is that there has been a lot of heartache, heartbreak. It's 1:55 now, which is, I see that as an 11. You are here on the path of mastery, which is why you had to experience everything you did. And I know, I'm right there with all of you. It's just like, oh, please, not something else, not another trauma, not another tower moment, right? Not another tower moment. Yet, you know what? All of that brings us to our own power place, our place of personal power, which is from our heart, which is which is a result of our ability to look into our shadow. And when we look into our shadow, because what we'll find is the shadow is often the things that we have put in place. We have put coping mechanisms in place, habits, addiction, all kinds of stuff, mostly habits and addiction, we've put into place so that we actually don't really have to look in the shadow. And now is the time, and I'm feeling for you. Amethyst is coming in strong right now, particularly for anyone who is moving through addiction energy, whatever the addiction may be. Just working with Amethyst to support the release of the addiction, and to connect you with the wound as to why that still exists. Because I do feel this is a place of beautiful harmonized energy, and it's as a result of the hard work that you have done, that inner work that you have continued to do, even when you wanted to throw in the towel and give up. You didn't. You persevered and you saw your way through. And this is what is really inspirational. This is what supports another to see their way through some dark times. And remember, right at the beginning of this, I was saying I saw purple. I still see the purple here. And so I'm feeling like calling on Saint Germain and working with the violet flame to transmute any density, to transmute any of that, those addictive tendencies. Okay, so let's see what your higher self wants to say. Embrace change. And this is sometimes why we hold on to our own ways too. And this is why we hide from our shadow or in our shadow, because we don't want the change. Change is inevitable. Like I mentioned earlier, the winds are crazy here right now. Winds of change are blowing, and we can see it looks like the winds of change are blowing in this imagery too. This is a number 31. We've already talked about, actually not in your message in the last one, the number 13, that divine feminine, that mother energy. I feel like you're being asked to step up at this time and really be there for yourself. And I'm feeling the next 3-month period of time, so into early 2021, really being there for yourself and going step by step. Don't try to take the steps 3 or 4 at a time, right? Because then you might get hurt. When you fall back, if you can't make it, the universe will nudge you back. It's like, take the steps one at a time, gently walking, breathing your way through the change, especially if you're being asked, called up onto a particular path of service that may feel uncomfortable for you. Really just stepping up, breathing your way through, resting when you need to, and getting out into nature, because nature really supports us and shows us how easy it is to change when there's no resistance, right? When we just allow the natural processes to happen, to unfold. Change is a constant. And I feel like your loved ones are really saying, it's like this embrace of love out of your head and home to your heart. Out of your head and home to your heart. Out of your head and home to your heart. This is where you start. And the message here is, I move easily and confidently through the changes in my life. I move easily and confidently through the changes in my life. I move easily and confidently through the changes in my life. And so now let's get a dose of everyday wisdom for some practical guidance and support for you at this now moment. Nice. Best card, the sun, number 11. You are a master of light. We are so supported by the sun. The sun's kind of been hidden by the clouds since I came out here 29 minutes ago. But this is what I'm feeling. It's like, you are the sun. This 11, although we don't usually reduce master numbers. In this case, I'm seeing that too. It's like the medicine woman, the medicine man within you is being called to rise. And know that you're supported to shine. Oh, this is so funny. The crystal energy for you is carnelian, and the last group got carnelian as well. And actually, within the last group, we talked a lot about the solar plexus, and I just looked down um, at this card here, which I created. It says you are being guided right now to connect with your personal power. Learn that your ego is your finest teacher, most beloved friend. You were born to shine brilliant and bright. You are the light, and the light is within you. Solar plexus chakra. And with the last group, we talked about the solar plexus chakra. And with the very first group, they got the starfish. And so, right from the beginning to the very end of this message, it's all been beautifully flowing together. The message is the same. You are brilliant. You are bright. You were born to shine. This truly is our time. We are not meant to hide in the shadows. We are shining light on the shadow and bringing forth, you know, through our walk in truth and integrity and in alignment with our soul's path, we are supporting the collective shift of humanity that 2020 at 2:02 2020 brings. So thank you so much for being here. If you made it to the end, please do like, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the little notification bell. If you're interested in a 2021 yearly forecast month to month, check out the link down below and stay tuned for more offerings through this channel, as well as some upcoming offerings for group for the group purpose. So until then, everyone, thank you, thank you, thank you. I see you, I feel you, I love you. Shine on.